Daily Tax Minute. This is Tony Novak here to share a few points on saving taxes and staying out of tax trouble. Today's topic is simplifying bookkeeping, and I want to say thanks to my friend Jeff Weathers, a great bookkeeper down in North Carolina. I'm going to put his contact information along with the show notes or in a comment below. So I just got off the phone with Jeff and a conversation about simplifying bookkeeping. And so this is a tax show. So most of my clients are doing uh, cash basis tax bookkeeping. And the primary purpose of doing bookkeeping is for producing the tax return. They don't need to keep records of their clients or their sales or their payments due. That's often done through another system. Many of us in small business are using separate sales systems and CRMs and other accounting systems that track individual aspects of our business. And the bookkeeping system, particularly in this case, QuickBooks, um, is used to gather the records as a centralizing platform to take in and produce both a year-end financial statement and specifically the tax return. So let's talk about just the basic concepts of bookkeeping. What is involved for the average small business operator? For cash basis, that means cash, we're talking about bank accounts. Very few of us use actual cash. If we do, that's a separate topic. We're not going to discuss that here, but cash basis means transactions run through your bank account. So all we need to do is automatically hook up the bank account to QuickBooks and let it do all of the work. There's no entering of transactions. There's no typing of entering. A client sent me Excel sheets where he imported the transactions apparently from the bank into the Excel sheet and is now going to have a bookkeeper and put them into QuickBooks. That's doesn't make any sense unless I'm missing something. That's not how we do it. We let QuickBooks do all the work and just take it in directly into the system. Then once it's there, it goes into, I'm going to call it a holding area. That's not what Intuit calls it, but it brings the transactions in and lets them sit there before putting them into the financial statements. And the reason is that at that point, we get to look at them and categorize them and make any changes and adjustments that might be necessary. And for the most part, it's just a matter of teaching the accounting system that once or twice, whenever I go to, we're here, Wawa, whenever I go to Wawa, it's to buy gasoline. Every single time it's to buy gasoline. Rare occasion I buy a hoagie, but that's 99% of the time it's gasoline. So once QuickBooks knows that and it sees Wawa come in there, it knows to put that right into my gasoline expense account. Simple as that. So once that AI is trained to do that and recognize one type of transaction from another, the rest is just really oversight. All the bookkeeping crunch work is done automatically for us. So that's the first step. The second step is critically important, and that is that at the end of the month, usually monthly, sometimes people do it otherwise, but almost everybody does it monthly, reconciling your bank accounts. That's the traditional way to do it. And if you're not doing that, there's just no way that we can have any degree of reliability on your tax reports or bookkeeping or financial statements. We have to reconcile the bank accounts with the transaction. The third thing is odd types of payment accounts, and one that came up in discussion today was PayPal. PayPal is a little bit goofy, a little bit tricky. I use PayPal for expense reports. I treat it exactly like a bank account. I reconcile it at the end of the month. And in my case, I just simply make it, if it's not reconciling for whatever reason, a clearing account, I simply make an adjustment once a month or once every couple of months just to keep it on track. But for the most part, I treat it just like a bank account, and there's nothing special about that. So the last thing Jeff and I talked about today is if, in fact, your only purpose of doing small business bookkeeping is to produce the tax records, there's no reason it should be costing you more than $10 a month for your QuickBooks. We mentioned that I have a couple of, I'll call them gift subscriptions from Intuit from years ago, but the new program called Ledger through Intuit that your accountant or bookkeeper can offer you, it costs $10 a month, and that's it. So I see other clients spend $50, $100, $200. In some cases, they need it, but in many cases, they don't. They just don't know that they don't need it, and they're just plain overspending. So hope those ideas about simplifying bookkeeping are useful. I really see that there's a lot of improvement that can be done in small business bookkeeping. I'm happy to talk about it. Jeff's happy to talk about it. And I would say that would be a good 2025 New Year's resolution to get your bookkeeping squared away, simplified, and made less expensive for the year to come. Would love to hear your thoughts, comments, feedback on social media comments, or reach me one-on-one at taxproblems.cpa.